Another thing that's kind of, it's gonna go to a dire place, is our grocery store is installing. You still have to be careful. Right now, we are dealing with a situation where there is a measure of safety, but it still is. We're like 111119. I think I have to. This actually turned out to be, I think, a somewhat devious scam. But I'm part of the reason why people feel secure. But we're not gonna fall for your traps, Mr. Taobao. I'm starting over. Self-checkouts. Which is, in itself is not dire, but in terms of like AI is coming for all of our jobs, is dire. But I don't know how I feel about them. I mean, I like them because this is the thing.
Have you used them?
Oh yeah, I've used them a couple times. They're usually, the line is shorter because people don't know how to use them, so they avoid them.
And there's usually a cashier person that's helping
and
use them.
they found in America when they were implementing self-checkouts, like, you always need at least one person manning the station to, like, help people because they don't know what they're doing. But it's one person for now, it's like 9 stations versus 9 actual cashiers doing those jobs.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to use my frequent shopper card at the machine.
Well, here it's actually great because then you can just take all those people off the register and put them over in the soap.
That's true. Chinese supermarkets still have plenty of jobs.
You can't get down one aisle without like 20 people trying to sell you a toothpaste.
Do you need help? Do you need this toothpaste? I see you just brought a toothbrush. Do you want a toothpaste too?
Have these other toothpastes also with this?
Yeah, there's a lot of help in the houseware section of the supermarket. But another big flaw of the machine, so you can.
The flaw of the machine. This is your new concept album.
Yeah, so they don't take cash, of course, and they don't have a credit card. But everybody here uses WeChat. WeChat. WePay, which is part of the WeChat app. And there's 2 functions on WeChat to pay, so you can either like bring up your own barcode and have it scanned by the machine and then it pays through that, or you can enter your own password on the machine, but the machine face is like this big, so if like you're over there entering your password, I can see what your password is. So that seems like a flaw. So I don't do that way. I do the barcode scan.
Although I don't know about the big city, but we're pretty far out enough where people watching over your shoulder at the ATM is.
That's true. Everybody's peeking at your passwords.
Not even in a stealing way. It's just what else? I'm standing behind you. What else am I gonna do?
What are you doing?
Yeah, give me a show. What numbers you got?
Although I feel like I just did a computer thing. At the computer store, they know that etiquette of like, don't look when someone's.
Oh yeah.
Which, coming of age, I mean, there were ATMs when I was a kid, but like cell phones really started to be a thing, and that everybody had their own computer was starting to be a thing when I went to college. And so there was like, I remember in one of my computer classes that someone had to make a mention of like, it's considered polite to make an obvious show of looking away while someone's putting in their password. So don't stare at people while they're putting their password in. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know.
Well, that one needs to happen a couple of times in the history of the beginning of ATMs back in America to be like, this is a thing.
Yeah.
If somebody's not behind the line, then you should totally freak out and call a cop because they're probably stealing your family's riches.
Right.
I got $25 in my account. Like, never something I'm ever worried about. But
yeah, but I mean, there are scammers everywhere.
Yeah, but there's less here, at least in that kind of sense.
Well, not at the gym. There's not.
That's big money, not little money of.
Oh yeah, I mean, are people gonna rip you off at the grocery store?
And somebody snagged your pocketbook at a restaurant when we first got here. But
That's
also
true.
our cleaning lady just handed us a stack of money that we just left laying around.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had a fat stack of cash that I meant to bring to the bank, and she's like, she gave it to you.
Yeah,
because-
you went out, and I'm just sitting here working, and she walked over with this big pile of money, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I'm like, "Thank you so much. I guess." That's rude for us to even like leave it out.
Just like poke it between the couch cushions. Are you a thief? Yeah, I mean, for the most part, people aren't stealing from you, but it really only takes one.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things about basic personal safety and stuff, and you get used to it really quickly in here in China that like you just kind of forget to like check over your shoulder, check your pocketbook. You don't really think about it as much as like back home. I remember like whatever you carry, like walking around New York City, like that's I've never took my bag off me like.
Yeah.
In the subway,
Yeah.
but at work it's like even at my feet, like. But here, like, we had a thought of yesterday at the coffee shop, like, do we leave all of our stuff here to go to the bathroom, or like?
Oh yeah, that's right. And I took my computer, but I left everything else.
But we had to think about it for a few minutes. So
Yeah.
like, we probably, and then we looked over and there's like a whole group of women that just like kept leaving piles and piles of personal items and walking away for half an hour and coming back. And I mean, none of this is like any recommended advice or anything. It's just like, well, I kind of forgot to like pay attention sometimes.
It's a meditation on the honesty of people, and some people are honest and some people aren't, I guess. But it's polite to make a show of looking away when someone's entering their password in.
Yeah, that much
And
is
that's
good
all.
advice.